I was on a train in northern India. I was with 3 Australians in this compartment. I'd met them under the clock at Victoria Station in London, and we had travelled on trains and buses for 30 days, 4,000 miles to India. It was the summer of 1975. I was so hot, I wasn't wearing my jeans anymore. I had my English night dress on. The plan was to go around India together, Nepal, Sri Lanka, to go around India on the trains. And well, we were on a little side trip. These 3 Australians did TM, Transcendental Meditation. We were headed to this TM ashram, this TM learning center. I looked out at these big open spaces. I thought of all the countries I'd been through and how big, after Little England, how big they were. And I just took a great deep breath. I was letting go of all those little tiny scrunched up spaces and all those people that wanted to mold me into something, I don't know, respectable, well-behaved or something. And the responsibilities of all these difficult people. Off on my adventure. I looked at my 3, ready to chat. They were otherwise occupied. So I picked up my book. I'd picked it up at the coffee shop in New Delhi. It was really interesting. I wanted to get to the end, but I was very good. I just read 1 page at a time. Even though I'm going to just began to slow down. So I put my book down, got up and looked out of the window. I felt the breeze as the train slowed down. And there were the Indian men in their long white shirts and their pajama-type white pants, and the women in their beautiful saris. They were carrying those metal meal containers and babies, and some people had packages on their head. Wasn't like they were in a queue, you know. They were just sort of all over the place, you know. It was just colourful and noisy. And I was hearing chai, chai, as the chai wallahs sold the tea through the windows. So then I went to the other window. Well, at this side of the station, it was a platform where the train would come in to take people back to New Delhi, where we'd come from. People were lying flat out on the ground. A lot of the mothers were sitting cross-legged with the children lying with their heads in their laps, and the mother was fanning them. People were squatting. They looked as if they'd been there for about a week. I mean, they looked hot, exhausted. I was really concerned. I mean, there was no shade. Still in the same station. Still hot. Still. So I picked up my book. Suddenly something caught my attention out of the corner of my eye. And there, holding onto the sides of the window, was a hairy monkey. Pale brown, grey chest, the most inscrutable brown eyes, staring at me. He stared at me, I stared at him. He held the window, I held my book. I held my breath. All of a sudden, the monkey leapt in through the window, over to the other side, extended his arm, scooped, swooped, and swiped. My book! The monkey went up. Hey, let the monkey out! My friends are, monkey, what is going on? There's a monkey here. Bad monkey. Well, it took a little while for us to calm down. We were still in the station. It was still hot. I began to hear laughter from the other side, the other window. So I walked over there. And you know those people that were lying and looking like they'd been there for a week? They were up and standing and looking up and they were smiling. I looked up. And there on the very top of the village station was my monkey with my book, pretending to be an eccentric professor. telling my story from my book. And the children were gazing up and laughing. And after stealing, he then broke rule number 2. He started to tear the pages of my book. I thought of that story I had read to the children when I taught in England called Curious George. I thought that was a terrible story. It would encourage the children to break the rules and misbehave. Here was my Curious George. He started to tear in the other direction. And then he took those pieces and he threw them up into the air, and like confetti, they came down through the air, and the children are running around and trying to catch the pieces, and the mothers are holding up their babies, and the men have got hands on each other's shoulders. Everybody's laughing. They suddenly came alive. I looked at that monkey. I thought, you don't know the rules, do you? But look what you've done. Oh my God, is it okay occasionally to bend the rules? That trickster energy? I don't know. There's a British part of me that wasn't sure about that. As a train pulled out of the station, the people got smaller. The monkey got smaller. The book definitely got smaller. I was kind of impressed by that monkey, though I just wasn't sure. But look at the festivities. These people were alive and happy now. I did get to the ashram. I did learn to meditate. But I never did get to know the rest of that story.